communicating, as my friend Fiona knows, is so powerful. How many people out there have been told, don't air your dirty laundry outside. Don't talk about what happens in your house. Well, tonight, excuse me, but I'm here to call bullshit on that.
Yeah.
I'm here to say that there's a power and there's a certain healing that comes with telling your story. So, in order to talk at a suicide awareness event, clearly something has to happen or you have to work in that. And Fiona gave you a little bit of a tidbit that I worked in that. But 11 years ago, I lost my mom to suicide. I grew up in a home where my mother was an extreme alcoholic. She abused substances. And she had profound mental health. There was verbal abuse, physical abuse, and I was exposed to domestic violence and lots of other things. When you're growing up in an environment like that, it doesn't go without its consequence. For my sister and I were two completely different people. And I'm not here to share her story, I'm here to tell mine. I became the overachiever, the fixer, the pleaser. I'm going to take care of you. Don't worry, I got it. And I continued like that. Just before my 13th birthday, I got to go and live with my father. Finally, things were going to get better. And him and my stepmother decided that was the time in my life that it was time for me to go see a social worker. Does anybody see where this is going? If none of you can figure that out, let me tell you. I loved my social worker. She helped children tell their story. She helped fix their hearts. And so I decided then, I'm going to be a social worker. I'm going to wear the cape, and I'm going to help all of the children who lived what I went through. I'm going to help them all. So I continued my adolescence. Not too bad. I mean, there were some things, but I'm pretty good. I mean, I went to college. Snickers. But I decided that the kind of social work that I wanted to do, you needed to do more than college, so I went and I got my bachelor degree in university, even though I was told I couldn't. Not from my dad or other people, but professors, and I was like, doing it. So I went and did it. In the meantime, you meet the man, you're planning your baby. Before then, you take your sister's children in. And then you have your own baby, and then you get the job. I was so excited. I was hired within the child welfare industry. You cannot be any more protected than when you're working in the child welfare industry, right? I remember the day I walked in. I didn't get a cape. Jolene. But what I did get was a full caseload. Tons of families that I loved. And more importantly, the children that I loved. And I worked hard. And I was a good worker. But for 17 years, remember, I said I'm the overachiever, I'm the giver, I'm the fixer. So for 17 years, I gave everything that I had to my job. I've neglected myself, my children, my marriage was crumbling. And I was promoted within shortly, about 15 years into my job, I was promoted and I'm now a supervisor and I'm on my way to work. It's September 2015 and I had the panic attack that would change my entire life. I'm driving to work and I can't feel my body. I am ugly crying. I mean the snot out of every orifice of your body crying. And I have two thoughts. I don't want to be here. going to keep driving, and I'm not going to work. And then images flashed in my head. Those images were my children. You see, I could never walk away from my children because I know what it's like for children whose mothers weren't present. I even had the thought, my husband will understand. He's an adult. He can rationalize it. He'll be upset. But I could never do that to my children. So I call my husband. He calms me down enough so I can drive home. And from that day forward, I never went back to Children's Aid. You see, what I learned 3 years ago, or what happened actually 3 years ago, was I was given a gift, although I didn't know it. You see, I thought my life was over 3 years ago. I didn't know how we were going to continue as a family. I was worried about my marriage. I was worried about my children that were in my home. I was worried about my relationship. And people around me didn't know that I was crumbling. So, for 6 months, I spent every single day in bed. I went to bed when my children went to bed. I woke up when my children woke up. And when they went to school, and when they went to school, I went back to bed. And that happened for 6 months. And I realized that I have a choice. I can continue like this, or I can make some changes in my life. Found a good therapist, got a good coach, where I met half the people in this room. And I realized that I have so much choice in my life, and I realized that slowly, as I was crawling myself out of the holes and realizing how much gratitude that I have in my life, how much things I can be grateful for. And every day I practice that, and every day I try, and let's be honest, it still can be hard for me, but I still do it every day. But the gift that I learned was that the happiness that I need is from within. And every day that I look for that and I seek that. And it makes me become a better mother. It makes me become a better wife. And on the days when I really need a pick-me-up, sometimes I just dance. Right, ladies? So, what I challenge for everybody today is to take a look at your life. There were warning signs for me, but I didn't pay attention. Our bodies tell us. And like Helen said, I wasn't paying attention. I challenge everybody, please, look at your life. Be thankful for what you have. Practice gratitude. Look from within for your happiness. And on days when you don't know what to do, just dance.